Well, last week we was missing Matt. The week before we was missing me. And this week we're missing Ross. And now we're in a different classroom. Thank you, Miss Story, for letting us borrow your classroom. And we're going to try not to mix everything up around this place. Yeah. So now you got the Bald brothers here, and we are in Balaam, or as I always teach, Balaam baloney. That's how I did this with the kids, and we had Balaam baloney and the talking donkey. And every time you said donkey, you had to say donkey.
Hey, I was going to ask you, when you read the story and then the donkey starts talking, do you put the voice of the donkey from Shrek, Eddie Murphy from Shrek, in there?
Well, that's what's going to happen today.
I did it in class the other day.
I know you're going to oblige us. Bryce told on you. He said that,
oh, did he tell me?
Yeah, and I said, well, we're going to be on the podcast and we're going to be live whenever I let him know that that's going to be his role. But anyways, we're in Numbers 22 through 24. I think we jumped to 2 Peter 2 briefly. Yeah. But anyways, let's get off in it. So, how do you say that word?
Balak.
Balak?
Yeah, like.
And how do you say that one?
Balaam. Okay. Look here. You say Balak like you're from the Middle East, and you say Balaam like you're from like Scurry Rosser. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
East Texas. It's Balaam over here.
Balaam?
And then we got Balak.
Balak. All right, Balak, and then it is Balaam, but I'm still going to call him Balaam because that's what I do. But anyways, where do we want to start? Do we want to start all the way at the first?
Well,
or just
sometimes you just start at the beginning.
That's a good.
That's some wisdom for you.
That is wisdom, man.
I
ought to write that in a fortune cookie and throw that sucker away.
Start at the beginning.
All right, let's read. Then the children of Israel moved to the camp of plains of Moab in the side of the Jordan across from Jericho. Now Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites, and Moab was exceedingly afraid of the people because they were many. And Moab was sick with dread because the children of Israel.
Let me stop you real quick. We need to probably set up the historical context of this story. Okay. So the Israelites, Moses has just, through the power of God, parted the Red Sea. They were delivered from the slavery in Egypt, right? Mm-hmm. Let my people go.
Right.
So they're coming out of Egypt, and they're on their journey to the promised land in Canaan. Mm-hmm. And so they're going through Moab. So they're on this journey right now. They're
which is north of the territory, ain't it?
I have no idea. I said historical, not geographical.
Okay.
But the historical context is that they're on their way to the promised land.
There was Moab right there.
Yeah, right there next to Kentucky. But no, they're on their way to the promised land, and there's a lot of them. And if you remember previously, like the story of Moses, or the story about Moses about his mom. Right, what did Pharaoh do? Pharaoh put out the deal that he wanted kill all the newborn Israelites because he was afraid because they were growing in such number.
Right,
he was scared. So now here we have another king. Mm-hmm. Right,
they're scared of the Egyptians, right? These are Egyptians.
Who?
The Moabites. Ain't they Egyptians as well? Because it says later on that it's talking about the Egyptians.
I thought the Moabites were Moabites from Moab.
All right, keep going.
Anyways, so same deal. He sees the number of them.
Yeah.
Right? They ain't doing nobody no wrong. Right? Mm-hmm. They're just traveling through the land. Well, he sees their number and he's like, oh, they're about to get us, right? They're going to take us over. So
Balaam he's a prophet.
He's a sorcerer.
Balaam,
he's a sorcerer. He's like a magician. He's known for sorcery and things of that nature. Yeah.
I didn't read that part. Where does it say that at?
Well, so it says right here, if you're going down here.
I read it, I didn't pay attention.
No, he hadn't.
If we're going to run into it, we'll just read it and run into it. You want to do that?
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so Moab had said to
he says, look, a people has come from Egypt. Like he was saying, they have come from Egypt. So
that's where I got there.
The Israelites were traveling from the land of Egypt, so he's saying they have come from Egypt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Moab said to the elders of Midian, Now this company will lick up everything around us as an ox has licked up the grass of the field. So they're going to eat and drink everything is what he's saying. And Balak the son of Zippor was the king of the Moabites at the time. And he sent the messengers to Balaam, the son of Beor, at Pethor, which is near the river in the lands of the sons of his people, to call him, saying, Look, a people have come from Egypt, and see to cover the face of the earth, and are settling next to me. Therefore, please at once curse this people for me, that are too mighty for me.
I think it's why it is implied that he's a sorcerer, because only somebody in sorcery could curse. Only somebody that was involved in sorcery or witchcraft could curse someone.
So he didn't because he didn't put him to God. I mean, he linked him to God. So how can you be a witchcraft?
Linked to God.
Balaam.
No, not yet. Balaam. So you mean Balak?
Balak linked Balaam to God.
So
that's why he's asking him to curse him in the first place.
Well, Balak is no, I don't know. I think from my study of this, he was some sort of sorcerer, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
But Balak, you got to keep in mind, Balak was like a god. Balak was a diviner.
Yeah.
It was calls Balak a diviner, meaning that Balak in his kingship, right? He kind of like Pharaoh, right? That he was like a god. That the people would all have to come to him for everything, and he was like his own god, the god of the Moabites, essentially.
Right.
Right. So I think that he thinks that somehow the Balaam guy has the power to curse people because he's some sort of sorcerer type person.
Okay.
But that's just what I think.
So perhaps this is still the king talking. Perhaps I shall be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land. For I know that he whom you bless is blessed, and he whom you curse is cursed. So the elder of the Moab and the elders of the Midian departed with the diviners. What you said, diviners?
Yeah.
The diviners' fee in the hand, and they came to Balaam and spoke to him with the words of Balak. And he said to them, Lodge here tonight, and I will bring back word to you as the Lord speaks to me. So princes of Moab, stay here with Balaam. So let's go in here first. What is it? You going to go to a preacher every time somebody gets mad at you, and you're going to sit there and ask that preacher to do, hey, I need you to pray for these people to lose their house or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This guy's walking in flesh and his own agenda in mind, and definitely not walking with the love that he's supposed to have. So then God came to Balaam and said, "Who are these men with you?" And Balaam said to God, "Balak the son of Zippor, the king of Moab, has sent to me, saying, Look, the people have come out of Egypt, and they can cover the face of the earth. Come now and curse them for me. Perhaps I'll be able to overpower them and drive them out." And 12 it says, "And God said to Balaam, You shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed."
Can we stop right there for
Yeah.
a minute? So I thought that was cool when I was reading this story. And I just put a little note. How is God petitioning for you when the enemy is set out to destroy you? Mm-hmm. Right? So here we got this diviner king, right? Who's getting this guy to curse these people, and all this stuff. And behind the scenes, God is still protecting his people, right?
Right.
You got
from
the Israelites.
promise.
Yeah, the Israelites, right? He's delivering them to the promised land. Those are his people. And then he says right here, and God said to Balaam, You shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed.
Right.
And what it made me think of is those Israelites had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
No clue. They had no clue that this king had already set out a plan to try to curse them and destroy them. No idea that any of this was going on. And here you got God over here petitioning for them to protect them, to not curse them, because he says they are blessed. Now, and that gives me hope and peace as a saved man.
Yeah, how many times has that happened for me?
And we have no idea.
Yes.
How many times has there been something set out that the enemy is trying to destroy us with? And there's times when God lets us, taste that little trial or touch that little fire, right? There's times when that's there. But what it made me think of was, how many times has the Lord just protected me? And I had no idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
remember that time Peter, Jesus told Peter, he said the devil was an ass for you, but I prayed for you. Remember that?
The devil what?
The devil has asked for you, but I prayed for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah, same deal.
Same
So it's
thing,
pretty
yeah.
cool,
Where are we at?
13.
13. So Balaam rose in the morning. I haven't called him Balaam yet. So Balaam rose in the morning and said to the princes of Balak, "Go back to your land, for the Lord refused to give me permission to go with you." And the princes of Moab rose and went to Balak and said to Balaam, refuses to come with us. Then Balak again sent the princes more numerous and more honorable than they. And he came to Balaam, I did it, and said to him, "Thus says Balak, the son of Zippor, please let nothing hinder you from coming to me, for I will certainly honor you greatly, and I will do whatever you say to me. Therefore, please come and curse these people for me." Well, let's stop there. And this guy's a diviner, you say.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a god, and he's saying words like "please." Please, and I will give you whatever you want. Yeah. But he's not saying this from his mouth to his ears. He's saying this through a messenger.
Yeah, through messengers.
Or
princes.
Actually,
princes,
the respectful, the most respected, the most, and they're hearing that stuff happen. So I think he's losing credibility here. Anyways, then Balaam answered and said to the servants of Balak, Though Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold, I could not go beyond the words of the Lord my God, or to do less or more. On our outline, it talks about that he was looking for, that he lacked money, and that's where they got that from.
Yeah.
But now, therefore, please, you also stay here tonight, that I may know what more the Lord will say to me. So he's still going to say, I'm going to pray about it.
Yeah.
And God said to Balaam at night and said to him, "If the men come to call you, rise up and go with them, but only the word in which I speak to you. There's so much in this that you shall do." So Balaam rose in the morning and saddled his donkey and went with him to the princes of Moab. So what did he do wrong?
He didn't wait till they come and got him.
He said, "If."
Yeah.
He says, "Then I will call you, but only the word in which I speak to you,
right, that
you shall do." So, the things that we like to do, we like to not wait on God's timing. There was a funeral I told you that funeral, my grandpa's funeral, this past Saturday. And one of the coolest things that I want to, my cousin watches this sometimes, but she probably already clicked off by now. She says, "I watched for a little bit." She calls me. She said, "Y'all funny," and then I'm going to tell you I never finished one. I said, but anyway, it's good that she's watching. But she asked, she's like, I want to start following the Lord. And she says, "I need to quit doing this, and that, and I need to start doing this, and that."
Yeah.
And I said, "Hold on."
Yeah.
This was right after this lesson. I said, "Hold on. Don't leave God. Don't take off running so fast that you leave where God wants you to be."
Yeah.
Brother Todd tells a story about becoming a preacher. You're gonna preach. Mm-hmm. It ain't today. Mm-hmm. Just get prepared. There's a friend of mine supposed to sell his business. God told him to sell his business, but he said, but he hasn't shown me how yet.
Yeah.
So I got to sit back and I got to watch.
Yeah.
So whenever I read that, God gets angered because he didn't wait for this certain thing to happen.
Yeah, we want to run off and leave him.
Yes, yeah. And he also we do not everything that he wants us to do. Leave some out, or we add some.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing that I got out of this whole thing.
No, that's good. I mean, yeah, one of the things I got out of this is like where it says Balaam preached the truth but did not practice it. It made me think when I was lost and I was kind of in my Bible, and I ended up going and talking to a group of kids, a group of football boys one time, high school football kids, and I mean, I preached the gospel to them as a lost man, and 38 kids got saved, and it wasn't anything I did. It was just the Lord, right? It was the Lord using His word and His truth still, even though it was coming out of somebody that did not have the truth in him, right? I was lost. I mean, lost as could be. but I wanted to look a certain way, act a certain way, play the part, right? But God still used that for His glory, for His good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And to add to His kingdom, right? And so, just thinking about that, I mean...
That reminded me of the story of the lady that wanted some milk or something. She said, Lord, you send me some milk, some groceries. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I got to tell the story. Then there's a guy, atheist neighbor says, oh, I heard you praying, so I went and got the milk and stuff to show you. To show you that there ain't no God. She said, thank you, Lord, that you gave me this. He said, I gave it to you. She said, thank you, Lord, that you gave it, and you used the devil to send it.
Yeah, that's right. The devil to send it. Yeah.
Anyways. All right. Well, verse 22, you want to take over?
Sure. Verse 22 says, then God's anger was aroused because he went, and the angel of the Lord took his stand in the way as an adversary against him. And he was riding on his donkey. And his 2 servants were with him. Now the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand. And the donkey turned aside out of the way and went on into the field. So Balaam struck the donkey to turn her back onto the road. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path between the vineyards, with a wall on this side and a wall on that side. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she pushed herself against the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall. So he struck her again. Then the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place where there was no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she lay down under Balaam. So Balaam's anger was aroused, and he struck the donkey with his staff. Then the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said to Balaam, What have I done to you that you have struck me with these 3 times?
Go back.
Okay, so the way it would have been said in Shrek is, what have I done to you that you have struck me these 3 times? And,
all right.
And Balaam said to the donkey, because you have abused me, I wish there were a sword in my hand, for now I would kill you. So the donkey said to Balaam, am I not your donkey on which you have ridden ever since I became yours to this day? Was I ever disposed to do this to you? So that is the Shrek donkey version of this story. I hope you've all been blessed by this.
D. Thorpe is rolling around laughing right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know why we do this sometimes. I just feel like a complete idiot right now. But I can't read it without thinking of that,
So what was the lesson in it? Oh, we ain't done yet.
Oh, yeah, and he said no. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, and he bowed his head and fell flat on his face. So
have you ever read this and said, man, how many times did I punish my puppy and there was an angel sitting there?
Yeah. Well, I did put down, the Lord will use strange things to get our attention, especially in our times of disobedience.
Well, he's sitting there talking to this donkey like it's normal.
Yeah. What's up with that? This dude like Dr. Doolittle or something?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just walking and talking with the animals?
Yeah,
you know
because he didn't even flinch that the donkey's talking.
I said the same thing in class. I was like, did anybody find it odd that he was just having this conversation back and forth with this donkey and never said, hey, why is this donkey talking?
He's seen too much anger to even care that the donkey was talking.
Yeah, he just saw red.
Yes, that's what it had to be. But, and then, where were we at, 32?
Well, I think there's a lesson in this that I know that in some of the times in my life when I've been the most sort of out there, and in my times of disobedience and things like that, that's when the Lord uses these crazy things to get my attention. Right.
Yeah.
And so it made me kind of think to myself, like, if I'm in a place in life where I can't just be corrected through His Word, or I can't just be shown something or taught something in His Word, just Him plainly speaking to me through His Word or in prayer or whatever, and I'm in a point where I've got to have these crazy signs going on or something, man, I need to probably check my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because for me to be buried up in pride or in my own way so hard that I've got to have a talking donkey, so to speak, right? There's probably a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But okay, so he's doing mighty things in Balaam.
Yeah.
He needs Balaam to, just like Moses, and just like we were talking about last week. Aaron was it last week? Whatever. Whenever we was talking about Aaron. Now he didn't need the kids, but he needed him.
Yeah.
So I need you to go. I wasn't gonna say need, because the Bible says that the rocks will cry out.
Right. He wanted them. He
Wanted to use these people.
He's strategic, and he's still God. He's still strategic in what he's doing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And he knows that a lot of times people won't listen.
Yes.
Right? I mean, he knows that. He knows that in our own pride and in our own way that we won't listen, and so therefore he's got to use, a Todd Peavy, a Matt, whatever, a Matt Groves, a Stephen Stubbs. He sends us along to speak into situations because maybe we have a connection there, right? Or we have a testimony in that, or whatever the case may be. He's very strategic in what he does. Now, like I said, like you said, he doesn't have to use us. He wants to include us in the work, right?
That's
he
right.
wants to include us in what he's doing, and I think strategically so, because there's things that I'll say this. There's things that that the Lord has given me that I can speak into certain people's lives.
Yes.
That I can't. There's also things that I've done that will allow me to never be able to speak into certain people's lives.
Yeah.
Right? There's sins that I've committed that people know about, that if I try to speak on a certain thing or whatever, so there's certain people that would just completely disregard me.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a consequence of that. But
Yeah. So he has it to where we can witness to our group of people. Mine was all the drugs and everything. I can talk to somebody that's been through all that kind of addiction and stuff like that. And I mean, he, like you said, he doesn't have to, but I mean, everybody has their own crew that they can witness to. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so in 31, then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, and he bowed his head and fell flat on his face. And the angel of the Lord said to him, "Why have you struck your donkey these 3 times? Behold, I have come to stand against you, because your way is perverse before me."
yeah.
And the donkey saw me, and he turned aside. The donkey's more disciplined than he is.
Yeah.
The donkey saw me and turned aside from me these 3 times. If she had not turned aside from me, surely I would have killed you by now and let her live. What? Then I was like, "You're gonna let the rocks cry out, now you're gonna let the donkey cry out in your place?"
That's right.
Anyways,
Well, it lets us know that he is the God of creation, right? He's not just the God that created us.
right?
He created everything.
Yeah,
Because if he didn't create the rocks, you know what I'm saying? How does he have that relationship where the rocks can cry out, where he can speak through a donkey,
Right.
All these different things, right? It just shows you that he is the Alpha, the Omega, right? The end all, be all.
we're so simplistic that this doesn't seem right because it's not normal to us.
Yeah, but in God's
Yes.
in God's power and who He is, it's just, I mean, I do what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
You see the Northern Lights last month? That red sky.
Man, you know what? I saw a lot of people talking about it, but
Well,
honestly, I was so busy, man. I never was able to get out there and check it out.
I was at the deer lease, and I said, "Man, the whole sky's red." At the deer lease, there's it's pitch black, and you can see the Milky Way every time you're out there and all that. I said, "Man, the whole sky over there is red." And then I called my daughter out there, and she's like, "Well, that's cool. We never took a picture or nothing, but that was not normal. Same thing's not normal here."
Yeah.
And but God does as He pleases. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know where that came from, but whatever. It's the same but different. Where are we at? 34?
I don't know. I'll say we just go on to chapter 23.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Well, it just talks about where he was a very good preacher. He had a prophetic preaching that the Lord gave him. Mm-hmm. He talked about a separation, a justification, a sanctification, and an exaltation. He was actually, 7 prophecies that he spoke out?
that could
second, third.
line
I
up
think it was
with
seven.
the 7 bulls and the 7 rams.
Fourth prophecy. It was 4 prophecies. That's what it was. 4 prophecies. But yeah, 4 prophecies: the separation, justification, sanctification, and exaltation. The point of this is that he had prophetic preaching given to him from the Lord, and that he was very good at speaking the word. He was very good at speaking what God had put on him. Right. But there was something wrong here still, because he ended up betraying the people. He ended up betraying the people of Israel in the end, because it says in what book is it? I can't remember what book it is, but it says it might be in Peter 2, 2 Peter 2, where it says that basically that hold on. I'm sorry. It's a few chapters later in Numbers. It said that Moses tells them that Balaam was the one that helped to tempt the Israelites to commit adultery and harlotry and all that stuff with the Moabites. So basically, they come up after he gives all this prophecy and blesses the Israelites and doesn't curse them. Later on, he still showed his loyalty to Balak, because he basically was part of the people that helped tempt these Israels into committing all these harlotry in Moab. Right? They started sleeping with people and all the different stuff like that. So it's kind of one of the things where it's like, once again, you got a guy that was given a word, that was preaching the word, but he was not committed to the actual faith. You know what I mean?
He was do as I say, not as I do.
Well, yeah. I'm trying to find where that was at. I'm using a different Bible than I taught out of the other day.
Yeah, I got a new one and it's throwing me off.
I think it was like 30, Numbers 30 maybe. I don't know.
Well,
anyways, go
one
ahead.
of the favorite verses that are in here is Micah 6:8. It's what we should pray every day.
Yeah.
It says, He has shown you, old man. Where it says old man in your Bible, I write my name right there. Show you, Stubbs, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God.
Amen.
There's a brother here that always says, what does the Lord require of you today, Stubbs? And you gotta say them 3. But anyways, well, we're out of time. Next week we're going to be in Joshua, the conqueror of Canaan, and we're going to get into that. I forgot to give you all the first scriptures. It's Joshua 1 through 24. Ooh, that's a lot of chapters.
That is a lot of chapters.
Ooh, that's a lot of. We're going to read it word by word. 24 chapters.
Is it 2 different lessons? It's 2 different lessons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We get to break that up into 2 lessons.
So I can do 12 and 12.
I don't know. I might be absent.
All right, well, y'all, thanks for staying tuned. We've been having a busy week, and Ross is up out of town, and sorry that we ain't as funny as we usually are. Well, I ain't. We got Shrek over here. He's been holding up his end of the deal.
I don't know. You just, for you to be funny, all you got to do is show up. You know what I'm saying?
What does that mean, Matt?
It just means that,
You call me funny looking?
Maybe.
Oh,
you said it. You said it. I didn't say it.
Oh, okay.
You said it.
Yeah, he said that. Well, I ain't saying what he said. All right, anyways, I'll see y'all next week. Y'all stay blessed.